welcome back to We're Having Fun. Hello, I'm Mark.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hi, everybody. It's a new episode.
Yeah.
What's going on? Anything going on?
I don't think so.
All right.
Wow, good talk, good talk.
Good talk. Boba Fett. Here we go.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just go ahead. There's nothing going on right now, so
Yeah, nice.
It's very
nice
cold
and quiet.
outside.
It is.
And that's about it.
Yep. So don't even want to know what's going on out there because we don't want to go out in it.
Nope.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and start talking, like just jump straight into the book of Boba Fett.
Yes, the exciting tales.
Yes, chapter 4.
Boba Fett.
Very exciting. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of like to the point where it's like, do we keep going with this?
I still...
It's gotta get better, right?
Yeah, I bet it does. Because, I mean, this episode was all flashback. Did we even get, like, present day?
Yes, we did. I think so.
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, we did.
Because he comes out of the back to tank and he's fully healed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But it starts in flashback.
It's mostly flashback.
Yeah.
I think the only thing at the is at the very end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
He comes out. Yeah.
All right. So let's just go ahead and...
First is the star of the show. Mm-hmm. He's riding on his bantha.
He's just riding on his bantha and it makes this noise.
Yep.
And Mark goes, yes.
Because that's what it does.
That's what it sounded like.
5 seconds.
And it just kept making the noise, and every time we would go, yes. So now that's just how I hear banthas. It's just that.
It kind of improved the episode a little bit.
A little
just
bit,
him saying yas all the time. He was the best character, maybe.
But then, at one point, he just let it go, too.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh,
that's sad. I hope he finds his way back. It's like, it's you. And like, yes.
And I swear I thought he said that its name was Yoko.
Yeah, we did think that.
Because I was like, if that bantha's name is Yoko and it dies and he goes, Yoko, oh no. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Bad jokes all around. Anyway,
good.
so yeah, yes.
Yep, but we get to see how he got associated with Ming-No and...
Yes, Fennec Shand.
After she got pretty much killed by the Mandalorian. I can't remember what happened.
He left her for dead.
Yeah.
So I guess we were supposed to assume that she was dead, but we know that she wasn't because we saw her in later episodes.
Yeah.
But it was like, how did she come back from almost dead?
Yep. And the answer is Boba found her and made her into a cyborg.
Pretty much, yeah. He took
without her permission.
Yeah, he took her to like a hospital kind of thing and had her modified.
Yeah.
So she's like part robot now.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, why does Ming-No and all of her characters eventually end up as robots? Because it happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It happened in this. I'm just like, it's getting annoying in Disney products for her that she turns into a robot for a while.
Well, as far as I know, Mulan never turned into a robot. So...
I don't know.
I watched the 2 movies. There were 2 movies. I watched both of them. She was not a robot.
I hear the third one.
There's not a third one.
She was a robot the whole time.
Stop.
Did you see the live action one?
No, but that wasn't Ming-Na Wen.
It wasn't, but it was based on the third movie where she becomes a robot.
No, it was not. And anyway, I'm pretty sure she was not a robot in it either.
Yeah, maybe not. We didn't see it.
So.
Yeah. So I also had another question about when they go to that mod shop. Mm-hmm. There's hooligans hanging out.
Yes.
And they all have eye things. Everyone has an eye
Is somebody
thing.
just poking people in the eyes all over this planet?
Everyone's got eye mods. And you know what they don't have? Goggles to shield from the sand. They all just have like little screens or little... One of them's eyes turn red, and one guy he replaced his eyes with goggles, basically.
Yeah.
So, mechanical goggles, but yeah.
Maybe they didn't think of that until, like, sometime in the future. Because in, like, the new trilogy, you know, the first time that we see Rey, she's wearing goggles, and she lives on a desert planet. Mm-hmm. It's like, maybe the people on Jakku know that they should wear goggles.
They're smart there.
But the ones in Tatooine, they're just like, what are goggles?
Yeah, I believe that. Tatooine people seem kind of dumb, if I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
I don't see a lot of smart Tatooine people. Name
true.
a smart Tatooine. I'll wait. Yeah, so it's not, whoever was designing all these costumes really had a thing for eyepieces, so...
Yeah, guess so.
It's weird.
But anyway, he tells her that he'll say that they're even, basically, if she helps him get his ship back. Because his ship has been taken over by Bib Fortuna. It's in Jabba's palace. And it's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah,
and they
just
can
hanging out.
Look in there and see it. She sends like this little flying...
ball.
It's like a snitch, basically.
Yeah.
A golden snitch in there.
And no one sees it.
No one sees it
all. Harry Potter's out there.
Obviously.
So seriously, it was making like a lot of noise, was flying all over the place. No one saw it. I don't know.
I don't know if it was making a lot of noise, but it was making like Jetsons car noises as it was cruising along.
Yeah.
But it came back and it showed them how many people were guarding the palace so that they would know how many people they had to deal with.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of people.
A lot of people.
So they go...
We don't see many of them.
No. But they go in, they sneak into like the kitchen. Yeah. And it's just droids in the kitchen.
Just droids.
Just 2 droids.
Yep.
And
chopper droid and other droid.
Yeah, cooking droid, I guess. I don't really know. They basically get rid of the first one. They kill it, I guess. And then the chopper droid is all that's left. And he just comes out and he like has like 6 hands and he's like got a knife in each hand. He's like, I'm coming at you.
I was like, this is going to be an Indiana Jones style thing, and it basically was.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
Like he's making this big show, Ming-Na and just pops up in
behind him,
cuts his throat.
Yeah.
Robot throat?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
So... But they heard him, like, the robots heard him making noises. And so they were like, call the rat catcher. I think we've got rats.
Yeah, they thought they had rats.
And so the rat catcher ends up coming in and finds them there. And I don't know, I thought the rat catcher was cute.
He was cute.
He was a cute little guy.
I was like, oh man, it's gonna be sad that he dies.
Yeah, so he was a cute little robot. And they're like chasing him around and everything. And finally catch him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm Boba Fett. And the rat catcher just like shuts himself down.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Like, I'm out.
He's like, I don't want to deal with this. Bye.
Yeah. And we see him later. He's,
he's
kind of working for Boba. Mm-hmm. So we're happy to see him.
Yeah, exactly. So they do end up stealing the ship back.
Yeah.
And then...
It's overly complicated.
Yeah.
But... it works.
They make it. Everybody's fine. Well, Boba and Finnick are fine.
Yeah.
And the Gamorreans are fine.
Yeah. They take special care not to kill those pigmen.
You can't kill them because they're in present day.
It's true.
So they manage to get out and he's like, okay, well, where can I drop you off? Mm-hmm. And so she's like, well, I'll just stay with you. Whatever.
With you to the end.
So he's like, okay, cool. Sounds good. So they head off.
I gotta get my... Oh, yeah, they want to first settle some scores, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, I need revenge.
Yeah.
So they go after the biker gang.
Yeah.
And kill, like, all of them.
Wipes them out. It's a very small biker gang.
It is.
I'm surprised they've given so much trouble, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're probably not like they're not the main baddies anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Still, somebody should have taken them out already.
Yeah, so they go after them, and then he's like, you see him like flying up to where the sail barge was, right outside of the Sarlacc pit. Mm-hmm. And, the remains are still there, and he goes in because he's trying to find his armor. And we're both like, does he not remember that the Jawas took his armor?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can see he was passed out then, but he should have remembered that he made it out with his armor.
Yeah. But then we also remembered he got hit in the head a lot.
He did. He has a lot of brain damage, most likely.
So maybe that's
I guess we'll give it a pass. But it was still obvious, like, we gotta show him killing the Sarlacc. Mm-hmm. Like, the fans want it.
Yeah.
We have to work it in there.
I didn't really care.
I didn't care either. Keep the Sarlacc around. It's kind of fun to have around.
It might become useful at some point.
Yeah.
But anyway, so... He kills the Sarlacc, but his armor's not there.
Nope.
And is that when he wakes up in his Bacta tank?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. So he wakes up, he's like fully healed or whatever.
Yeah, the little droid says, congratulations, you're fully healed.
Yeah, and you look at him, he's like, oh, it's like, okay, good. He's not like all pale and sickly and gross looking.
Yeah.
He's not like papery looking.
Yeah.
He looks normal.
Wow.
And
real shot to the papery looking people.
Moisturize yourself.
Shots fired here today.
So anyway, he's looking a lot better. He gets out and I think
you just go to the cantina.
Yeah, because Finnick is talking about how...
Oh, he's got to take a walk, that's why. So, go ahead. You were talking about Finnick.
Okay, Finnick tells him that, the guy that they had captured at the end of the last episode, he's been talking and everything. Also, they keep calling his new little gang the mods. And it just makes me think of being like on a Minecraft server and you have mods and stuff. Yeah. Or on like a Twitch stream and it's like, these are my mods. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that it's like modified people or whatever. Right. But yeah, they call them the mods and it's just strange.
It's very cool.
They should call them the Mod Squad. Duh.
Probably couldn't get the rights.
Probably not.
But it is a good idea.
So yeah, they go out.
Well, yeah, because he says he's got to go show his face around town. Keep him in line.
Mm-hmm. So they go well, he's just walking around and it like goes to the cantina. It shows like what's happening in the cantina. Mm-hmm. And there are these guys that are like gambling or whatever. Mm-hmm. And
Evil Chewie's watching.
Yeah, Black Chrysanthemum is there. And he's just, I don't know why.
I don't know why he's so
just looking at him and he just keeps getting angrier and angrier like every time that the guy wins. And so I wrote down, I'm like, bro, what's your problem? Because what is his problem?
I don't know.
So anyway, he just
gets anger issues.
Yeah, he just gets pissed off and he goes over and he just like starts fighting him. Mm-hmm. And so then...
And Boba's there. He doesn't stop him. Just watches.
Well, he walks in the middle of it.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything.
No, he doesn't do anything. He's just like, I'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
But also, by the time he walks in, I think What's-Her-Face has walked over. Jennifer Beals. Yeah. She's walked over and she's trying to talk him out of like hurting the guy or whatever.
Yeah, she's like, I hated the way she delivered a line in there.
No, I wasn't.
She was like, "Your knuckle dusters are." I gotta remember. Your knuckle dusters are more feared than blasters. When it or something, I don't even know if I'm doing that right, but it should have been like, "Your knuckle dusters are more feared than blasters," or something. It's showing that they're more feared than the blasters. But she just delivered it like, "Your knuckle dusters are more feared than blasters." Okay, it just listen to it.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're giving acting advice to
I am. It's wrong.
For years.
Yes, it's wrong. I can recognize when a bad line read happens. I don't have to be a professional actor. I've seen movies. But he invites Evil Chewie to his gang.
Yeah, he does. Mods. Well, also, while she's trying to talk him down, she's like, I'll forgive all of your debts if you just let this guy go. Mm-hmm. And he still tears the guy's arms off and pays his debt. Yeah. Anyway, because he's like, nah, I'm good. Yeah. Tears the arm off, throws him down, and then gives him pay and just walks out.
He's so pissy.
I know. I don't understand why he's so mad at everything.
I don't know. I haven't read much about this character in the comics, so I don't know if this is how he acts all the time.
Who knows?
But maybe he's young for a Wookiee, and he's just kind of a fussy child.
Or maybe he's old and he's like a grumpy old man.
Maybe he's an old coot. Old codger.
But anyway, he goes off. He just walks out, and Boba Fett follows him and is like, "Hey, why don't you join us?" Yeah. And so he becomes part of the crew, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty much.
So then Boba has like this big meeting with the other people.
District lords.
Yeah. And he's like, he's talking about, the Pikes and everything. And they're like, well, they're not they're not a problem for us right now. They're not a problem for us. They're only a problem for you in your area. Yeah. And he's like, okay. It's like... But they might be a problem for you in the future. Yeah. It's like, you got to think about that. So anyway, he
relents pretty quick. He's like, that's fine. I'll do it, but I just want you to promise you're not going to...
You'll just stay neutral.
Join with them, yeah.
You won't choose sides. You'll just be the Switzerland of Tatooine. Yeah. And just stay out of it. I'll take care of it. You don't have to worry about it. And then, after that, we'll be fine. Yep. So they're like, okay, sounds good to us. One of those groups I did not like. It was like the dog face people.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't trust them. There's something about them.
I don't trust dog faces.
I don't trust a dog face.
Wow, real shots fired at dog faces now. Wow. Wilson left the room. He's disgusted.
There's just something about him, because all the other people, I don't know, they seem to be a little bit more on board than those people did. So I'm like,
they'll probably turn on him.
Probably. I'm expecting that.
They were all pretty, not on board until the Rancor started making noise.
Oh, yeah. The Rancor just was like, hey, I'm down here, folks.
Yeah. I'm still here.
So, I had honestly forgotten about the Rancor.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I guess maybe he's still trying to be friends with it. He fed it.
Yeah, he gave it a little food.
Maybe they're getting along.
Well,
I still think it's going to turn on.
They were getting along before, too.
Yeah, but Machete seemed a little like he was going to turn on him.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to turn on him.
I hope it ends with just Boba Fett getting destroyed, like James Marsden.
Just everybody turns on him.
John Marsden? Is it
I'm like, James? I'm like, James Marsden? What are you talking about?
I'm thinking of the actor James.
They're all talking about John Marsden.
Marsden, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just going to get riddled with bullets at the end. Spoilers.
Well, we didn't say what it was spoilers for.
Yeah.
So. Maybe eventually we will talk about that.
James Marsden in Westworld. I don't know. I never saw that show.
I did. Oh, well, I saw the first season.
Did he get riddled with bullets?
I think so,
Spoilers.
Yeah. I think he did, but he's an android, so he just comes back.
Spoilers.
Sorry. I think they explained that in like the first episode, so I'm not spoiling too much.
We're just spoiling everything.
First or second episode, something like that.
Yeah.
So
that was Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. So I guess there's really no more flashbacks we can have, so we don't have to deal with that anymore.
I guess not.
They're going to be forced to tell us a story now.
Yeah, and also, he doesn't have to go back into the Bacta tank unless something crazy happens and he like gets really hurt somehow. Yeah. So there's no sense in him going back in there to do more flashbacks.
As long as he doesn't walk down the street again, we know how that takes so much out of him.
Oh yeah,
where he has to get in the Bacta tank.
He's like, I'm tired. I'm gonna go sit in the Bacta tank for a little while.
But seriously, man, what's the story? Like, we're just at this war with people that really I don't care about. We've just seen the Pikes or whatever.
Yeah.
A little bit. The mayor.
At the very end of this episode, I looked at you and I was like, did anything actually happen in this?
And it really didn't.
Not really. He got his ship back.
Yeah.
And he made a pact with some people.
Yeah.
To not interfere or whatever.
It'd be funny if they just rerun the episode of when he gets his armor back from the Mandalorian. Just insert that in as
oh my
episode. Gosh. Just remember, this is how we got the armor. Just want to make sure y'all know all the backstory.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know.
It's just pretty underwhelming.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But, now that they're forced to tell us the story now, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll get better.
I hope so. And I keep seeing, like, people tweeting about it. Because, of course, people see it before we do. Because we don't get to see it. We don't usually watch it until, like, it's been out for a couple of days.
I kind of forget about it until the weekend.
Exactly. And then some people will be like, I saw someone tweeting about it. And they were like, I can't wait to see what happens next week. And I'm like...
Really?
Okay.
What got you hyped?
Yeah, right? Why got you so excited about it? Because nothing about it is getting me excited about it.
Shoot things. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Not feeling it, bro.
I feel like he's going to need a few more people to take on all the fish men.
Yeah, and there's like 3 episodes left.
Yeah. What if it's just like one long battle? What if it's like the Hobbit movies?
Oh, please
they stretch it out into three episodes.
I hope not, because that's pretty rough.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
We're just, whatever. I don't care anymore.
I haven't been this underwhelmed since
What If? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can't decide which one I didn't like more.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But for our movie this week, we watched a movie I get a lot of flack for never seeing.
Yes.
So I wanted to finally put that to an end so that no one can ever tell me anything.
And it's something that I have seen many times because I used to watch it when I was a kid.
Yep. And that's The Goonies.
The Goonies!
Or The Loonies, as I call them.
That's... No.
They're crazy. All right. So, The Goonies. I really don't have, like, even any history of, like... There was, like, one person in school that would always say the... Hey, you guys, that. And that was all I really ever heard about it. We just nobody I knew really watched it. And it wasn't like, I don't know that anybody in my family's seen it. I just never really had it. And then once I got into like, not even college, like once I got to like my first job, people started talking about Goonies. And I was like, I don't know. I've heard about it,
oh my gosh.
And people are always upset for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's something that most kids, like our age, have seen.
I guess.
But I guess not, because you didn't.
Not in my area.
Yeah. What are they doing in Texas? I mean, come on.
Roping cattle, riding the horses. That's all we do. Putting our hats.
Mm-hmm. And your boots.
Wearing our mums.
Oh, gosh. Stupid mums. Why? Why'd you have to remind me of those?
Because you're getting one.
No, never, please. I hate it so much.
Yeah. So.
Well, like I said, I have seen it a lot. I saw it when I was little. Probably, I would assume that I saw it before I had to have been like, let's see, it came out in 1985. That's when it was released. I probably saw it like as soon as it came out on video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was probably about 3 or 4 when I saw it for the first time. And, so one of the characters in it, their name is, I think, maybe said once in the whole movie. Because they usually are called by their nicknames, all these characters, or most of the characters. So it was a character called Mouth, but his real name in the movie is Clark. And you've probably seen, maybe you've seen, I have a teddy bear that I had. You've never seen Clark, my teddy bear?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, your teddy bear.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about just in general pop culture.
No, my teddy bear.
Yes, I have seen your teddy bear. Yes.
My teddy bear, who's named Clark, because I named him after that character.
Okay. I think the real question everyone has about this movie is, was there a character in this movie that you did not have a crush on?
That I did not have a crush on? Well, I probably didn't have a crush on Chunk or Sloth.
Wow.
Or the Fratellis.
Wow.
Or I didn't have a crush on Bran.
Oh.
Or Brand.
Who was Brand?
The older brother.
Really?
Yeah. I was
Roll
5.
Man?
I wanted somebody more my age. I probably didn't have a crush on Data.
Wow.
I think it was just mostly
just Mouth, huh?
And Mikey.
Mouth and Mikey, okay.
He's a little cutie.
He was a cute kid. Yeah.
So I think it's just those 2.
Yeah. All right.
I just listed everybody that I just didn't. No.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Just not interested. I thought the other characters
I am surprised about Josh Brolin, I'm not gonna lie.
I thought the other characters were cool. I don't know. I've just never really found him very attractive.
You know,
Josh Brolin.
This is my first time watching it. You know who I had a crush on?
The mom.
The
Mama
mom.
Fratelli.
The maid. Mother Fratelli. Chunk's mom who brings him pizza. The pizza.
Oh my gosh.
Those were my crushes.
I had a crush on Chester Copperpot. Copperpot, yeah.
Because he's so brave.
He's so thin.
I just wish I could look that good.
I always wanted to call him Cobblepot because I always think of Oswald Cobblepot, but it's Copperpot. They're too close.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we should get into it instead of talking about our crushes.
Yeah. This is important, though. This is what the people actually want to know.
Did I have a crush on... Oh, man.
Did I have a crush on Oswald Cobblepot? Yeah.
Oh, gosh. No.
Love little short birds. He's a short king. All right.
Oh, boy.
Well, we start off with a jailbreak.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I forgot how it started. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as it started, I was like, oh yeah, that is how this starts, isn't it? So yeah, it starts off with Jake Fratelli. He is being broken out of jail, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're waiting for him outside. They know he's going to break out.
Yeah, there's a very, very inept police squad.
Oh, yeah.
Because the brother's out there pouring gas around the police station.
And nobody
no one does it. In front of it. Not even like, hidden around back or something.
No, it's just like directly.
Blatantly.
Mm-hmm.
Weird flex there.
Yeah, so it starts off, there's an officer, he's walking around to everybody in the jail cells, and he gets to one that's, I guess everybody is supposed to be going to lunch or whatever. And so he goes, and there's a cell that there's still somebody in, and it's Jake Fratelli, and it looks like he has hung himself. Mm-hmm. And he gets up there, and there's a note, and he reads it, and he's like, "You idiot, did you really think I would do this?" And he looks up, and the guy, just knocks him out or whatever. Yeah. And he gets down, he escapes, and his brother Francis and his mother are out there in the car, and Francis can't figure out how to get the door unlocked, and he's like, stop messing with the handle.
But man,
he's like,
back in the day, I had a lot of those problems.
Yeah.
It would happen all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was so annoying.
Definitely. So he just jumps in through the sunroof.
Yeah.
And they take off.
I will say.
And Francis shoots the gasoline and creates a big fire so the police can't get right after him.
Yeah.
You will say what? Sorry.
I can kind of see if... I don't even know if my mom was aware of this movie. I can see, though, it's one she wouldn't show me. Because it starts off with, a fake suicide. And then there's a lot of swearing in this movie for a kid's movie.
Yeah, but it's not like...
Especially at the beginning.
It's not bad swearing, though.
It is in my household.
And it probably was a little in my household, but it wasn't like... They're not saying F-bombs or anything like that.
I mean, they don't go that far, but still.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been like, nah, return that off. You're 5. Actually, this came out when I was born.
You're a baby.
You're a baby. Stop crying. But still, I just don't see it. It's one that I would have had to have, like, snuck around my mom to see, like on Comedy Central or TNT or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
They
escape, or he escapes. They get out of there. Also, I don't know the guy who plays Jake, but the guy who plays Francis, Joey Pantoliano. Good old Joey Pants. Probably the first movie I ever saw him in.
I would imagine. Probably pretty early on in his career.
So, when I saw him in, The Matrix, I was like, oh, it's the Fratelli. He's the bad guy. And guess what?
He was. Spoilers.
Because it's like, I remember him in the Goonies.
That's why we didn't trust him in that Hallmark movie.
Yeah, he was in a Hallmark movie this year.
We know you.
And nobody trusted him in it. But he was actually the good guy.
Surprisingly.
So it kind of goes through, they're driving around evading the police. And as they're going by, they're passing by all of the different kids.
All the Goonies.
Or not all of them, but several of them. They get passed by. So they pass by the school where Andy is doing her cheerleading routine. They pass by Mouth's house where he's helping his dad do work on the plumbing.
Yeah.
They pass by a store where Chunk is
eating food,
eating pizza and drinking a milkshake or whatever,
and
he ends
smashing it against the glass.
Yeah, he gets it all over himself.
Who was washing themselves in the barrel or had
that was Steph.
That's her friend?
Yes,
okay.
Andy's friend Steph, the one with the glasses.
She
was I swear she picked she was grabbing something out of the barrel, but it was at the bottom. So it looked like she pulled up a lobster or something from what I remember, but I don't know. Or a crab or something.
I guess.
But I mean, they are in Oregon, so, they're right next to the ocean.
I guess.
So they live in Astoria, Oregon. Okay. So yeah, it goes by.
Pretty there, by the way. But the looks of the movie. Real pretty scenery.
Yeah. So it goes by several of them. I think that was all it shows at that point. Oh no, it does show Data because.
Well, yeah, because
he goes across the road.
Yeah,
almost gets hit because they drive by right after he goes.
Yeah, is that when he's shoots the barrel and pulls it toward him with a suction cup that would never.
He pulls himself toward it.
Well,
he's
it moves too.
Yeah,
but it gets caught by a chain.
Yeah,
and there's no way that suction cup would hold up.
No,
but that's a running theme throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. And also they almost run over the housekeeper.
Yeah.
I forget what her name is. Rosita,
remember.
maybe?
Maybe.
I can't remember. So yeah, they end up on the beach. They get away because there's this big beach rally kind of
car
thing.
Race thing?
And so that's how
weird.
they get away because they're driving through and I guess the cops can't figure out which one they are because there's a bunch of cars on the beach.
Yeah, that seems super dangerous. A bunch of amateur drivers driving down the beach in a big old pack.
Yeah, very
How
dangerous.
is everyone surviving this?
I don't know.
It was the 80s. We didn't know. People didn't know safety in the 80s.
I guess so.
They had their cocaines all the time.
All right.
That was the 80s.
Okay. So we get to Mikey and Bran's house. And we find out that this is their last weekend in their house because they're
leaving the next day.
Yeah. Well, they say it's the next, they have a few hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Because their house is being foreclosed.
The whole neighborhood is.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're going to be building a golf course or whatever.
Yeah. They're just going to tear it all down. They have nothing packed.
No.
They bring the maid to help pack. She's not going to be able to pack that thing. It's a multi-storied house with a ton of furniture and stuff. That's insane.
Yeah, it's weird. And what are they going to do? As soon as they sign the papers, they're just going to tear down the house?
Blast it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't really make sense. Yeah. But So it's their last weekend, though, before they have to move away from the Goondocks. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're called the Goonies. So the way they live on the Goondocks.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they're real sad about it.
They are.
And at one point, there's like a statue.
Mikey. Mikey's real sad.
Oh, yeah. There's one point, there's like a statue in the the living room.
Statue of David. Yeah.
They glued a piece back on there.
Yep.
It's the wrong way.
Because Data flies in with one of his little contraptions.
Yeah, Data thinks that he's like James Bond or whatever. Yeah. And so he like zip lines in or something.
Yeah. And they knock, well, they don't knock it off. Chunk catches it, but then he puts it back on the table. Yeah. And then it falls and breaks.
Because Chunk is very accident prone. Like, he's very clumsy.
Yeah. And Mikey's upset because the junk that broke off is his mom's favorite part.
Oh, man. Oh, goodness.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, but we did forget to say before all that happens, they have to let Chunk in.
Yeah.
And they're
Chunk's
like...
at the gate.
He's at the gate, and he's like, come on, guys, let me in. And they're like... Mouth is the one who does it. Because the others are like, don't... It's Mike is like, don't worry. Don't make him do it, He's like, you gotta do the truffle shuffle. So he has to get up there and, like... Basically, he just pulls his shirt up and, like, moves his belly.
Around. It's so weird.
It's strange.
I don't know how that took off so much.
Yeah, I don't either. But
poor fat people everywhere. If you're a fat kid... Sorry.
Yeah.
You were going to get asked to do the truffle shuffle.
You're going to be doing the truffle shuffle, or they're going to call you just fat kid.
You're just going to be the chunk of the group.
Or call you a fat kid like in Monster Squad.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember there's...
But did as many people see Monster Squad?
Probably not. But yeah, you're going to have to do the truffle shuffle.
That is true, though. Man, fat kids had it rough in the 80s.
So yeah, he does the truffle shuffle, and then they have like this Rube Goldberg machine kind of thing that opens the gate. And so it's like, this is going to take so long to open this stupid gate.
I do it every time.
Right?
Like, oh my gosh.
It's like, just open the gate. Oh my gosh. So anyway, so that's like the truffle shuffle is something that people know about it. Anyway, so they go, like, are they in the attic?
Yeah, they eventually go up to the attic.
Because Mikey and Brand's dad he's over like the historical society.
Yeah, he's like a museum curator.
Yeah. And so he's got a bunch of old stuff from like town history upstairs in their attic. So they just go up there and they're just looking through stuff.
Yep.
And they happen to find a treasure map from 1632. And it's written in Spanish. Yep. And Mikey's kind of looking at it.
Translate though, so we're
well, Mikey's kind of looking at it at first, and it's like in a frame, and he can't really see anything that well. So he's like, "Here, Chunk," and he just gives it to Chunk. Chunk is like talking, and Mikey's over there like counting down because he's like, "Okay, 1, 2, 3," just waiting for him to drop it, which he does.
He's very accident prone.
So, of course, it breaks. The glass in it breaks. They pull out the map and they look at it. Mouth is able to translate Spanish, which because he was talking to the housekeeper earlier.
Telling her all the wrong stuff. About the drugs. Told you.
Oh, yeah.
Big in the 80s.
True. Yeah. So, it is a treasure map to the Inferno, which was a ship captained by One-Eyed Willie, a pirate. And so it has all this pirate treasure in it. And so Mikey is telling the story about One-Eyed Willie and how they were being chased by like the English warships or whatever, and came to a cave, and they got like blocked into it. Yeah, somehow like there was a cave in or whatever.
They blasted the cave around them to block them in.
Yeah, and so he got trapped in there with his crew, and he killed his crew. But then he made a map to get to the treasure, to the ship.
And how did that get out?
And
maybe they put it in a bottle.
I don't know, but Mikey says that somebody must have gotten out because he asked his dad the same thing.
Yeah.
And there are like all these booby traps on the way in. But yeah, the only way to find it is with the treasure map. So he's got the treasure map, and there's also like a golden doubloon that has like it's got like pieces kind of cut out. Yeah. And they can use it to find the entrance or whatever.
Right. And they also see like a news article next to it in another frame.
Yes.
That has the story about
Chester
Copperpot.
Chester Copperpot, who went looking for it in 1935.
Yeah, and said he had the key.
Yeah, and he was never seen again.
Right.
Yeah, and it said he had the key. So they're like, oh, we should go look for this treasure. And
so let's do it. No, so they wrap up and
they
the brother.
wrap up. Yeah, Brand is like exercising with some kind of weird
that was the little
like tension
thing. The springs and handles on them, so you pull them apart. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, I can't remember either. So they take it and they just wrap.
You're gonna pinch your chest like crazy.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
So they wrap it around him and he's stuck to the chair. And then you complained because they let the air out of his tires, but they really just...
Yeah, they just took the caps off.
Yeah.
That's not taking the air out of the tires. And he says they popped them. They didn't pop them.
They did not pop them.
Ugh.
So anyway, they head off on their bikes to try to find the entrance to the cave or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And...
This looks like a fun town to ride a bike in.
Yeah, because there are a lot of hills and everything.
Yeah, would have sucked as an adult going up those hills and all that, but
oh God, I'd die,
as a kid, that's the best.
Yeah, so they're driving all around, riding all around town, and finally the mom comes home, and she's like, Bran, what are you doing?
Yeah, she is so
oblivious.
Yeah.
She's very oblivious. So anyway...
She doesn't untime or anything.
Yeah, so he eventually somehow gets out and goes after him, and he has to steal a little girl's bike.
Yep. Yeah, she ain't getting that back.
No. So then he's going all around town too, trying to find him. And as he's going by, as he's like driving down the road or biking down the road, he is seen by Troy.
Yes.
Who's the bad guy. One of the bad guys.
Yeah.
And
the main bad guy's son.
Yes.
Because they stopped by earlier.
Yeah.
They have some documents of like, Dad's got to sign these by tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we're going to tear it down, baby. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is that guy's son.
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess he's like a football player or whatever. Yeah. And he's dating Andy. And so Andy and Steph are in the car with him, and he keeps like repositioning the rearview mirror to try, she says to try to look down her shirt, but I think it was an upskirt kind of thing.
Do you think she was aware of that whenever they were making it? Do you think they wrote in that he was trying to look down her shirt, and then they changed it to looking up her skirt, but they didn't want to let her know that? I don't know. It seems like something weird. I don't know why she would keep saying, look down my shirt.
I don't know.
It's just, it's weird. Because it comes up a lot.
Yeah, it does come up a lot, which is weird also.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he like grabs Bran's hand and like starts driving real fast.
Yeah, and like, come on, Bran. He works out all the time, and he can't pull his hand away.
You can pull away from that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
pretty silly.
He kind of goes off sailing into the trees, which seems like it would have hurt him, but I guess it didn't.
Yeah.
He was fine later.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the kids, and they find where they think the entrance is. And because they hold up the doubloon, and you can see like these rocks and the lighthouse. And there's a little restaurant attached to it. So they're like, well, we'll go to this restaurant and see if we can find the entrance. And inside the restaurant, of course, is where the Fratellis are.
Yeah.
And there are two guys that have gone in with them, or went into there, I guess. Did they go in with them, or did they just go in? I can't remember.
They were in there before. Wait, I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
I'm talking about the two guys in the suits that went in.
Oh, I didn't see them. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, well, there were like two guys.
I was too obsessed with all the Pepsi ads. I was like, I want a Pepsi, because there was a Pepsi cooler out there. Yeah, they're always drinking Pepsi. It was a big commercial for Pepsi. In this movie. Well,
Pepsi was big in the 80s. Come on. Well, anyway, there are these two guys that they see go into the restaurant. They're like wearing suits, and while they're talking and everything, or while they're like about to walk to the restaurant, they hear gunshots.
Oh, okay.
So that's the two guys in the suits getting killed.
Okay.
Which comes up later.
Yeah, I missed that part.
So they go in anyway, even though there were gunshots.
Yeah.
What are you doing? So they're gonna go in. They're like looking around and everything, and Chunk, of course, sees the refrigerator or whatever outside that has Pepsi on it. And of course it's empty.
Yeah.
He goes around, he sees a garage, he opens it, there's the car with the bullet holes. And so he's like, bullet holes! And he tries to stop him from going in. Chunk is extremely annoying in this part of the movie for sure.
Yeah.
Which they're all kind of really annoying because they're just like talking over each other. They're yelling a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot of sounds.
But they go inside and they're like, maybe we shouldn't be in here. And then the door closes and there's Mama Fratelli.
Yeah. This was such a confusing set of scenes here. It felt so weird.
Yeah.
And unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, go through what happened here.
Okay, so they go in, and everybody is kind of like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be here, except for Mouth.
Yeah.
And Jake Fratelli comes out. He's got like a leather apron on.
Yeah.
But since it's a restaurant, they're like, what do you want, you know?
Yeah.
So they're like, we want 4 waters. It's like, why don't you just say, well, oh, sorry, we thought that you were open. We're just going to go.
Or why did the killers, like, let them stay?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
Maybe they were trying
sense.
to make it look like they were a restaurant that's open so it wouldn't be suspicious. But it was all suspicious anyway.
Yeah,
and when
wasn't.
they bring out the waters, and the water is just brown.
Yeah, so they're either bad water or liquor that they're serving the kids.
Yeah, and so... Anyway, but they're like, we just 4 waters, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're like, is that all? And then Mouth is like, I want blah, blah, blah. And he's like saying all these. And I swear what he says is not actually an Italian dish.
I don't know.
At one point he says, nice vintage fettuccine, I think. Fettuccine's a pasta, not a wine. I swear he said fettuccine.
Were they getting a food order?
Yes, but he said a nice vintage fettuccine from whatever year. It's like, that's not a wine.
Yeah.
Besides, he's a child.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's what they're, going for anyway, because he's a kid. He doesn't know wines and stuff. But he's just saying anything that sounds Italian. So he's just being a little jerk. And then Mama Fratelli's like, the only thing we serve here is tongue. Yeah.
Pulls out the knife, gonna cut out his tongue. So
and then it's they still stay.
Like, yeah, they're still hanging around. It's like... What's happening in this? She's not even trying to act like they're a restaurant anymore.
No.
And he's like, and then Mikey's like, can I go to the bathroom? Like,
yeah.
And they just let him go to the bathroom. What is happening in this scene? I don't understand this.
Yeah, it makes no sense. So yeah, they sit down, they get water. The water is nasty looking. And then Mikey says he needs to use the bathroom. So they're like, fine, you can go down. It's down the stairs to the left or whatever.
To the right. No. Never, don't go to the left.
Was it not go to the left?
Yeah.
Because I swear when he gets down there, it looks like he goes to the right, which is where he wasn't supposed to go. But maybe he did go to the left. I don't know.
He goes kind of to the right, but you see the bathroom off to his right.
Okay.
And he's just like, oh, that's disgusting.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's right. And he hears something.
Yeah, so he goes to the left.
But I feel like he wasn't going to the left, he was just going straight.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I mean, this whole thing is not planned out
It's not. So he hears Jake singing, and he hears somebody, like, yelling. He goes to see what's going on. There's a monster, basically, that is in the room with Jake.
In a chair.
And Jake is, like, throwing food at him.
Yeah.
And so he leaves. Mikey looks in there. The food is, like, on the floor close to the...
On a tray.
Close to the door, so he just kind of scoots it that way, and he sees...
With a broom, yeah.
And he sees the monster, and he runs.
Yep.
And gets upstairs, and Bran is there. Brand. Yeah. I keep saying Brand, but it's Brand.
Yeah, well, it's Brandon.
Yeah, but it's so...
They both work.
Why can't you just call him Bran? Why do you have to put that Brand, the D, in there? It just sounds weird.
I don't know.
Anyway, so Brand is up there.
Yeah, they let him in, too.
Yeah, and so I guess he told him, I'm here to pick up the kids or whatever.
I guess they just let them leave.
Yeah, so they just leave.
What? How? What? Oh, so I don't understand. That scene drove me crazy.
Yeah, so they leave. They start walking away. Meanwhile, the Fratellis, like, load up a dead body in the back of the car and then just drive off.
And only one.
Yeah.
They left the other one in the freezer.
Yeah.
Why didn't they take both of them?
I don't know, because obviously you can fit 2 bodies back there, because later they have 2 bodies back there.
Yeah, I don't understand their plot.
The only reason is for plot convenience.
I guess.
Because they have to have that dead body in the freezer.
Yeah,
later.
I guess so. Or they could have just put them both in there. I don't know.
So anyway, the Fratellis leave with the dead body in the back while they're still there. I mean, they're still like, they're not that far away from the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then Andy and Steph suddenly just show up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Like, sorry about Troy. He sucks.
Yeah. Did it show her, like, leaving Troy? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay. So anyway, they just show up out of out of the blue. Don't know where they came from. So since the Fratellis are gone, they go break in.
Yeah.
Doesn't really explain why, I don't think. They're just like...
Well, they're going... That's where the treasure map led them.
Yeah.
So they're like... Because Mikey still really wants to follow up on it.
Yeah, but why doesn't Bran just say no?
Because he's his brother. He feels bad for him. This is his last adventure, and he thinks they took off, so it's okay. They can go in there. I don't know. It's stupid. It's insane, yeah.
So anyway, they go in there. They go downstairs.
Loaded in pairs. They did it last time. I love it.
I completely forgot what I was going to say.
They go downstairs. They're looking around.
They hear the monster, and he's like, "Don't go in there."
Yeah.
So they go into a different room.
Right.
And in that different room, they're just looking around.
Oh yeah, it like scares them, and they fall back into that room.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. So they fall back into that room. Oh yeah.
Oh, and him and Andy were gonna kiss.
They were about to kiss. Yeah.
Yeah. They're real hot and heavy right now.
Yeah. So they fall into this other room, and they're just looking around for some reason. I don't know why. They just want to look around, I guess.
Yeah. Looking for anything.
Yeah. And I think Mikey's like, it seems like it leads to here, but I don't see anything. And then Chunk is sitting there. There's like a water cooler.
Yeah.
And he's drinking water.
So thirsty.
Just straight from it, even though the first time he it pours like directly into his eye. Do you not see where the spout is?
Yeah. Well, it didn't come out of the spout. It came out the bottom part. Like there's like the bottom, and then there's like a little curved like.
Yeah, that's the spout.
Yeah, it didn't come out of that. It came out of the like directly below the button.
Did it? I thought it came out of the spout.
No.
I'm gonna have to watch it again because I swear it came out of the spout.
Because that's why he was like aimed for the spout, and it came down and hit him in the eye because it came out below the button.
That's not how I saw it, but I don't know.
Well, sorry,
anyway.
Gotcha. So he gets frustrated with the water. Mm-hmm. And he ends up knocking it off.
No, he's not frustrated with the water. He's frustrated with Mouth because Mouth says something about him being fat and everything.
Oh, of course.
Because they have to make a fat joke. Of course. And so, why did I like Mouth?
I don't know.
What's wrong with me? Okay, so his Mouth is making some kind of fat joke. Mm-hmm. And of course, since Chunk is clumsy, he knocks over the water cooler. Mm-hmm. So all the water falls out or comes out. Yeah. Breaks. Water goes everywhere.
It's all over the floor.
And they're arguing, and then Mikey's like, "Stop, I hear something." And he hears the water going down. There's like underneath the fireplace. Yeah. He can hear it dripping down.
A little vent.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's really deep. Yeah. So they pull out the grate, and it's like boarded up, right?
Yeah, there's some kind of boards underneath there.
Yeah, because I think Brand kicks through it or something. Yeah. So he kicks through, and there's like a tunnel. Mm-hmm. So like, this is it. This is the entrance. Meanwhile, Data finds a counterfeit money maker, like printing press.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I guess that's what their main racket is. Yeah, that's probably why the feds were there to bust them.
Probably. So he's like, it's making these counterfeit $50 bills, but it's only on one side, and he gets so excited.
Yeah,
it's like,
I guess he's a dumb kid.
I guess so, and it doesn't even really look like a $50 bill either.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't like show an actual money in a movie. So
true, but anyway, so. He's like freaking out. He's like, $50 bill. And so they all come running over. And he's like, we can save our houses with this money. And they're like, that's clearly fake. And so he's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. So he's so excited. And then they just crush all of his dreams. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, well, we should just go. Isn't that? I'm pretty sure they're like, we should just go. Because I don't remember why. I think because they're afraid they're going to get in trouble.
Everybody wants to go.
So everybody's like, we should go.
Except Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey still wants to stay. He wants to go continue the adventure. Mm-hmm. But they're like, no, we're going to go. So they start heading out. Before they can even get out the door, they pass by the freezer, and Chunk goes, I smell ice cream.
Oh my gosh. Like, he smells any food at any place. Like all fat kids can do, apparently.
Right, it's fat kid's superpower. Yeah. So apparently he smells ice cream through the freezer. Mm-hmm. That's a terrible freezer if that's the case. Yeah. So they open the freezer. He's like, he goes in. He's looking at all the ice cream that's in there. Because, I mean, there's a lot of ice cream in there. Mm-hmm. And he's looking at it. He's like, they've got this kind and this kind.
The only food they have there is ice cream. Why do they stock up so much?
I don't know. Maybe they just really like ice cream.
I guess.
So they start he starts pulling down the ice cream, and everybody else is like walking forward because they see something in there, and he doesn't see it at first, and then he turns around and there's a dead body.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's so preoccupied by the ice cream, he does not see a dead body.
That's food, baby.
So the dead body falls out.
Yeah.
And then they hear footsteps above them.
Yeah, Fratellis are back.
So the Fratellis are back. They've got to get out of there. They've got to figure out something to do. So they push the body back into the freezer. Yeah. And unknowingly, Chunk is behind the dead body, so he gets stuck in the freezer with it. And he's just like, the body's like falling on him. He's like, help! God, let me out.
That had to be a weird scene to film with just some dude.
Right.
falling onto a kid all the time.
And I imagine because it didn't look like a dummy. It looked like an actual
it looked like
person.
A dude, yeah.
So that person was having to pretend to be a dead body for so long.
Like, how do you not break all the time, I would imagine? It'd be so weird.
Oh my gosh. So he's stuck in there. They've got to figure out how to get out of there. The only way that they can go is down through the fireplace, down through the tunnel. So that's what they do. They all start going down the tunnel. Yep. The Fratellis come downstairs, like, right as they all get down and move the grate back in place. And they're like, somebody's been here because the door was unlocked, and they go into that room and the water cooler's busted. Yeah. And so they're like, somebody's been here, but maybe Sloth got loose.
Got out of his chains.
Because Sloth is the monster. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, go check on him. So I guess they all just kind of go. And that's when Chunk makes it out of the freezer. And Brandon, Mikey are still, they can still see. So they see him come out and everything. He's like, oh, you guys are down there. And they're like, yeah, go get help. Go get the police. So he goes out of a window. Yeah. Gets out just in time. Yeah. And so he heads out. Yeah. He's going to go get the police.
Gets to the road. Going to get a ride.
Mm-hmm. So at one point he calls the police.
Yeah, that's later.
But that's later, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when him and Sloth are hanging out.
That's right. I knew it happened at some point. Yeah. So he heads out. They go on down underground.
Well, I mean, no, he waved a car down.
Well, I was just saying he goes out, and while they're wandering around, he's wandering around outside trying to find help. Yeah. And I think you see the Fratellis taking the body out of the freezer as right after he gets out. Yeah. So I can't. It kind of goes back and forth. So I think it shows the kids down in the tunnel first. Yeah. And they go down. They find a spot where there's a lot of pipes. Mm-hmm. And it's pipes to all these places in the town, which makes no sense.
Another thing that made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense. So there are all these pipes, and the pipes that they're banging on and everything are at the country club. Yeah.
And just banging on them pulls them out of the wall.
Well, I think they're kind of not just banging, they're pulling them and everything. But it pulls them
still, they're not going to be pulling stuff out of the wall.
It doesn't make sense.
Whole water fountains go through the earth.
Yeah. So stupid.
Settle down, movie.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Maybe if Chunk was on it, because he's so fat.
Come on. So anyway, they have the pipes. So they're doing all that stuff. And meanwhile, Chunk gets to the road. He flags down a car. He's like, oh my gosh, we were at this place. The Fratellis are there. Blah, blah.
I can describe them.
I can describe them.
All three of them.
The light turns on. It's the Fratellis. So they pull him into the car. And of course, he's in the back with the dead body, which shows that there was room for two bodies back there because he and Chunk are back there. Anyway, so I guess they go dump the body. Because it never shows the body again. Yeah. But then they take him back to the restaurant. Yeah. And they're interrogating him.
Trying to get him to talk. Yeah. Threatening him with a blender.
Yeah, they're going to stick his hand in a blender. Yeah. And so they're like, talk. And so he just starts telling every bad thing that he's ever done in his life.
Starts at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. And he talks about the time that he pushed his sister down the stairs and he blamed it on the dog. He talks about the time that he used his uncle's toupee in the Hebrew school play, I think. Oh, yeah. And then he talks about the time that he made up some fake vomit and took it to the movie theater and went to the balcony and pretended to vomit.
Yeah, and then everybody started vomiting.
Jeez,
guy.
I love it at the end of that because he's just like saying it. He's just crying and everything. He's like, and you can see Jake, who's like right behind him, and he's just like smiling the whole time. He's like, I'm beginning to like this kid. So they're doing their interrogation. Meanwhile, the other kids are still down in the tunnels. They see this place that's like, there's a booby trap that has gone off. There's a skeleton under this big rock. Mm-hmm. And they go through his stuff, and it was Chester Copperpot. Mm-hmm. So they found his body.
How did he die?
What do you mean, how did he die?
How did he die?
That big rock was on him.
Was it?
Yeah.
How did it fall?
I don't know. He must have tripped it somehow. But all the other ones didn't get tripped. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But that one is down, and it's on him.
I didn't see that it was on him, because I just mainly noticed could just see his head mainly.
Yeah, his body is crushed from like here down, like kind of to the side.
That
and
sweet thin face.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
He's so thin.
How does he do it?
So he they take the key, because they do find the key around his neck, and they take it, and it's like the skull kind of thing.
Yeah.
With 3 holes in it.
Yep.
Which comes in later.
Yep.
But so they take that, and then of course Mikey is like feeling around in the dirt because he feels something, and it's a piece of string, because of course it's a booby trap.
Why would you pull that?
I don't know, because he's a kid.
And how would that work?
It was one of those.
But if you weren't reaching down and grabbing it, how would it get set off?
Well, you would probably trip on it somehow.
But it was like in the dirt.
Well, it had been there for a long time.
I guess so. Yeah.
So, but yeah, he pulls it up. It starts another. There are so many Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I mean, yikes.
Yeah.
So another one happens, and they have to like run down a hallway, but it's like they didn't actually have to run. Those things were dropping so slowly.
Yeah.
That they had plenty of time. They could have like slowly walked down that hallway and it would have been fine.
They later get followed. How do the people get past those things?
There's probably enough room, because that hallway's kind of large. So you can kind of like scoot past it. But it'd be hard, but you could.
But like at the exit, there was a pretty big one right in front of the exit. I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, they get through, and then there's this big rock in the way, and they hear something behind it. Mm-hmm. And it's bats, and then like, there are bats everywhere. Bats in people's hair, bats like right in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
People freaking out.
Of dangle in front of them.
Yeah, Steph is going, rabies, rabies, rabies. So, and of course, all the bats fly out. And at that point, they're finishing up their little interrogation of Chunk, and they're like, well, let's just go ahead and blend his hand. Yeah. And before that can happen, they hear something in the grate, and it's all the bats, and the bats fly out.
Yeah.
So they're like, there is a tunnel down there. And so they go, because he had told them. He told them there was a tunnel. Yeah. They went, but nobody believed him.
Of course
because nobody ever believes him.
Nobody does.
Because he's always making up all these stories.
He is.
Like about that time that Michael Jackson came to lunch at his house or something like that.
Oh, yeah. But it was actually his sister.
But it was actually his sister. It's like, no, it was actually nobody. So, yeah.
Latoya might have been there.
Who knows? They see that there is a passage down there, that there's a tunnel down there. So they leave Chunk with Sloth in the same room. He's tied up to a chair in the room with Sloth. Sloth is watching like an Errol Flynn movie where he's like in a pirate movie, basically. So he's like, there's a pirate ship, and he's like going down the sail.
Yeah, with a knife.
With a knife, yeah. And so he really likes movies like that, I guess.
Didn't look like a bad movie.
No, it looked pretty fun. So, yeah, they leave him with him. And, of course, Chunk sees him and freaks out. Yeah. Because everybody sees Sloth and just screams.
He starts kind of jumping in the chair, trying to get away.
Yeah, which makes Sloth just kind of laugh.
Loves it.
He's like, man, this is awesome. This is very entertaining. So then I think it goes back to the kids.
Yeah, probably.
And they see... I'm trying to think if there's so many different... Oh, this is the part where...
The wishing well part?
I think it may be before wishing well. No.
What's before the wishing well?
There's something before the wishing well. Oh, it was just a little part where Mikey was trying to... was like helping Andy into something. Because I was like, oh, he's trying to steal your girl, Brand.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing really happens. He just kind of like hold her hand or something.
Yeah.
But then I think that is when they find the wishing well. And yeah,
when do they all go to the bathroom?
That's later.
Okay.
So they see a waterfall or they hear a waterfall, see it. They go in there and there's coins everywhere. There are coins all over the place. And they're like, we found it. We found the treasure. This is great. And then they realize, oh, it can't be the treasure because it's actual, like...
It's got presidents on it.
It's not from the 1600s.
Yeah.
So they realize it's the wishing well at some park. Mm-hmm. And so they have this thing where Steph tries to stop them from taking the money. And then Mouth's like, no, this was my wish.
Dreams.
This was my wish and it never came true. So I'm taking it back. Yeah. Taking them all back.
So random.
Yeah. So then, like, upstairs at the wishing well is Troy and two of his football buddies.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how he hasn't made it with Andy yet, but he emphasizes yet, you know, he's gonna. Mm-hmm. And then he makes a wish that he can get with Andy. Yeah, make it with Andy. And so he, like, throws the coin down. That coin was huge, by the way.
Yeah, big
I think that was like $50 or something. So he
really wants to make it
right. So he tosses it down there, and then they're all kind of like, yeah, blah, blah, talking and everything. And then suddenly
the coin comes flying
back up. And he's like, wait, what? So they look down there, and of course there's Andy, and he's like, oh yeah, my wish is coming true right now.
Yeah.
So she's like, send down the bucket and bring us up. So, you know, they kind of argue about it for a bit, and then he does send it down. And it takes forever. She's just, like, standing on that bucket just waiting.
She is, man. They're talking for a long time.
While Mikey, like, makes his speech about how their parents, like, up on the surface, it's their job to try to save the houses or whatever. But it's our time down here.
Yeah.
And so...
Big motivational speech.
Yeah, big motivational speech. And so...
Wouldn't be this motivated by Sean Astin until Rudy.
Right. So Troy is, like, pulling up the bucket, or Troy's fins are pulling up the bucket and everything, and it gets up to the top, and of course, it's just his jacket. It's Troy's jacket that Andy had been wearing, or his sweater or whatever.
It's over Troy.
Yeah. So he takes it, and he's like, Andy, you Goonie! Which, it's just so ridiculous.
It was.
It's so funny.
Silly moment. It was good.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, that happens. And then it goes back to Chunk and Sloth, and they're kind of, what is it? Oh, I think Sloth is hungry or something. And so, you know, Chunk is like, are you hungry? And he pulls out a baby Ruth.
I don't believe that part. That was the most unbelievable part of this movie.
How did he have a baby Ruth in his pocket?
He's dying to eat everything.
And he just keeps going, I'm so hungry. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
It's like, you have a baby Ruth. Eat it.
And it would have melted.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
sure.
That's true. So he tosses the baby Ruth at Sloth and hits him in the head. Because it's so funny, too, because he's like, baby Ruth?
Yeah.
He kind of gets mad about it, and it freaks Chunk out, but he's mad because he can't get to it. So he finally gets to it, and they, like, share a baby Ruth.
Doesn't he rip the chains out to do it?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So that's how they get free.
Yeah.
Because he wants that baby Ruth so bad.
Who can blame him? Or are we disagreeing? We'll see.
I don't know. They eat their baby Ruth, and then oh my gosh, I just remembered one of the parts that I forgot was with Chunk, where he's with the Fratellis, and he's eating the ice cream. Mm-hmm. And they take the ice cream away.
Oh.
And he still has the spoon, and he puts it in his mouth, and they take it away, and he starts crying.
He was fighting so hard to keep that ice cream.
It makes me laugh every time.
That was funny.
Just the way he's like,
I liked how hard he was fighting.
Oh man.
That
anyway.
was good.
So yeah. So they share their baby Ruth, and they're out of their chains and everything. Mm-hmm. So then they find a spot, like downstairs, the kids find, they keep going after the wishing well, and they find, is this the part where they find where the key goes? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. It was like a mossy thing. He's like, oh, cool, look at this. And it's like looking at moss or something. Hanging moss, so he moves it aside. And
he moves it aside.
There's a bunch of little bumps.
Yeah. So he figures out where the key goes. And then I guess he does it the wrong way, maybe?
Yeah, I was confused about that.
I can't remember.
Because, they're like, go to the west. So it's like counterclockwise, which I guess, I don't know.
I mean, it depends on where you are.
Well,
I guess.
But they would have needed to know which but it's a clock. I mean, it's like against the wall, so
Yeah.
it'd be like, you would assume north would be up. So I guess they turned it west, but it like locks his hand in, then opens up that pit.
Yeah, it opens
so
up.
I guess they did it wrong.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't know.
I don't know. It opens up a pit. Data starts falling down the pit, but he has these...
Luckily,
the most ridiculous...
he is very well prepared
This
for this.
is the most ridiculous part of this whole movie to me. There's
Yeah.
some ridiculous parts, but this one takes it.
I don't know. They're all just so unbelievable.
So
all of his gadgets are just the most unbelievable things in the world.
So he has these, like, chatty teeth kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call them.
Yeah, I think the chattering teeth.
Yeah. So he has those, and there's, like, a spring attached to them.
Yeah.
And he lets it go up, and it hooks itself, it, like, clamps itself onto, like, a stalactite or whatever. And, which would not happen in the first place.
Those teeth, first off, they're chattering. They would open back up.
They're plastic. They're just going to fall.
They're
They're not going to grip, no. So it clamps on, and he springs down, and they're like spikes, but it stops him from hitting the spikes, and he's just kind of down there, which would not happen. I mean, there's no way. He would just fall straight into that spike pit.
I am so glad I didn't see this movie. It would have broken my heart because I know, like, I saw a bunch of movies and I would go out and I would, like, make things to, like, yeah, so I would have, like, tried to do this, like, this suction arrow is gonna be able to grab things, and it never would, and I would be devastated every time. Yeah. So, thank goodness. It saved me the heartache of building these things and being sad they don't work.
Oh, man. So anyway, but his little contraption is called the pincers of peril, and it saves him. And he gets down there. He sees there's another room down there. And then I was like, well, I know that the other people get down there, but how? And we do see that there's a rope. But where did that rope come from?
Yeah,
nobody knows.
No explanation.
No.
They just have a rope.
I guess so. So they do end up down there.
Yeah, so, like, how did they get Mikey's hand free?
Yeah.
First off. And also, if it's clamping down on a little kid's arm, that's just gonna, like, totally mess up a full-grown man's arm. And then, was that the right way? If they're all climbing down the pit? If it wasn't, why didn't they turn it the other way? I don't know. Maybe it let him go, and then you're supposed to be able to get down there, and so maybe it was the right way. And then but if you have anybody with you, it's supposed to kill them. Maybe. I
don't know. It doesn't make sense, but whatever.
Doesn't.
So then it goes back to Sloth and Chunk. Chunk is, now that Sloth has gotten them out of their chains, Chunk is on the phone with the police. That's what he calls the police.
That is.
And of course the police do not listen to him. They don't care. Or they don't care. They don't believe him. Because he tells them everything that happened. And he's like, yeah, this is like the time that blah, blah, blah. And the time that this is like that story that you told us. And basically he says like the plot of the Gremlins.
Yeah.
Which Gremlins was directed by Richard Donner, who directed the Goonies.
Yeah.
So he doesn't believe him, and he's like, no, I'm telling the truth. And then suddenly he gets disconnected because Sloth is trying to like drag him down into the tunnel. So they do go into the tunnel. So they're following behind the Fratellis, who are following behind the group of kids. So everybody's down in the tunnel now. So then this is the point where they use the bathroom. So they take a little bathroom break. They have one section of tunnels that the girls go down, and one section that the boys go down, except for Brand, who goes, they look and see him going somewhere else. And they're like, where are you going? He's like, the men's room, the men's tunnel or whatever. And so they're like, oh, well, we're going to go that way too.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. You're all still peeing together.
Yeah. I mean, that does seem like a little boy thing. You don't want to be the little kid. You'd want to go to the men's room. So I can see this happening. Yeah,
but I mean, it's dumb because they all end up going into the same tunnel anyway.
Very dumb.
So
what kids do is dumb.
So while they're all peeing and everything, Andy decides that this is her chance. She's gonna get some alone time with Brand. Yeah. So she calls out. She's like, Brand, I'm over here, blah blah. And so
my eyes are closed.
Yeah, and she doesn't say that till later.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, ugh. Mikey, go see what she wants, basically. So Mikey's like, okay, whatever. So he goes on out. And then that's when she says, I'm over here and my eyes are closed. Yeah. And so she sees him. Well, she doesn't see him. She sees, like, I guess, a body. Yeah. And pulls
she doesn't see him. Her eyes are closed.
She does not see him at all. Yeah. Plus, it's really dark. Yeah. So she pulls him into, like, a dark corner and starts making out with him. Thinking that it's Brand. Yeah. And Steph comes up with like a light and sees and just starts laughing. Yeah. And doesn't tell her.
Yeah.
She kind of like helps lead Mikey back to the others and everything. Mm-hmm. She's like, it's that way, lover boy. And he just like walks off and he's like, oh. And then of course
she's like, it was magical.
It was magical.
When did he get braces?
Yeah, but when did Brent get braces? Oh my gosh. So yeah.
She's very smart.
Yeah, real smart. So yeah, they have their little kiss session.
Yep.
And then that's when the Fratellis show up, basically. It's like right after that. Mm-hmm. So they're still after them. They show up. They try to get away. There's like a water feature. I don't know exactly, but there's like a little river and there's like a...
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a pipe that's going across it. Why is there a pipe? Maybe it was supposed to be a log, but it looked like a pipe. It's what they cross.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a log.
It's supposed to be a log, I guess, but it looked like a pipe to me.
Well,
which is really weird
because it's bad prop design.
Yeah, because it's like, there's not any pipes this far down. Because nobody knows about this place.
Yeah.
So anyway, they all walk across it. Data is like the last one to cross, and he does slick shoes, which puts like some oil or whatever onto it.
Because they know the Fratellis are coming at this point.
Yeah, because the Fratellis are like right there. They see him put the oil on the tree, on the log. So they get away. They go into the next room while the Fratellis are like trying to cross the bridge and fall on it, bust their nuts.
I don't think there's any other way to describe it.
I mean,
could have said rack themselves, but you chose the eloquent bust their nuts.
Oh.
It's true.
So they fall, they hurt their nether regions. How's that?
That's great. It's not quite as elegant, but it's fine.
No. So they're kind of out of commission for a little while.
Yeah.
While they go to the next room. The next room is there's like this big organ kind of thing that's made out of bones. Mm-hmm. And on the map, it says something about they have to play the right notes to open up the next door or whatever. Right. And of course, there are notes on the back.
Yep.
And Andy has taken some piano lessons when she was younger. She doesn't remember much, but she gives it a try.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes she gets the first one. They're like, yeah. She misses the second one. Mouth almost falls in.
Yeah.
She misses the next one, I think.
Yeah.
And then the one after that
falls in.
Yeah. The one after that, I think maybe she gets. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then Data freaks out and runs in and hits her, and she hits the wrong note again, which just has this, basically the rest of it opens up.
So the floor is all gone.
Floor's gone. And so she finally gets the next note right, and they make it out of there.
Lowers the door down.
Yes. So it's like a little bridge door kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the Fratellis are still after them. And, at one point, yeah, the Fratellis are after him, but Data, uses this little punching... boxing glove kind of thing to punch him out of the way, which dumb, but, whatever. It's kids.
Bust his nuts again.
So, yeah. So once they get through that part with the piano, it's basically just a water slide down. So they get on the water slide.
Super fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
So they go all the way down, and they come out in, this big underground cavern. And with a lot of water. And there's the ship. There's the pirate ship that they've been looking for. Mm-hmm. So they're all excited. They get out there, get on the ship. And the map points to a certain room, but they can't find it.
Yeah.
So
it's like there's just a sketch of the cannonball thing or something.
Yeah.
Storage.
So they can't really find it. Find the room where all the treasure is. Until something happens. I forget what it is.
Doesn't Data grab something and it pulls the thing and it and the thing above them comes down?
Yeah, somebody grabs something. I can't remember who it is, but somebody grabs something, and a little door flap kind of thing comes open, and they bust through that, and Mikey goes up there by himself.
And what drove me crazy is that there was writing on that.
They did not read it.
They didn't read it. We don't know what it said. And I was like, why?
Could have been anything.
Why would you put that writing on there if that's not going to do anything?
There was probably a deleted scene, and they just took it out.
I was very disappointed.
So, yeah, they were probably tired of having Corey Feldman have to do his
translator
stupid little, I'm going to try to talk kind of like a pirate kind of thing as he translated. Because I loved the first time he translated, and he's like, ye, blah, 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 ye who do, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it doesn't say ye. What are you doing?
Spanish for ye.
Stop it. So So anyway, maybe that's why they cut it. Because they're like, stop it, Corey.
Enough yeast.
So he gets up there, Mikey, all by himself. And he sees like these skeletons all around a table that's covered with like gold.
Yep. Gold everywhere. Big chest full of gold.
Yeah. So he goes up to the head of the table, and that's where One-Eyed Willie is. He's wearing his little eye patch. And, I mean, it's just a skeleton, of course. Yeah. And so he pulls up the eye patch, which we said did not make any sense.
It looked weird. I don't think it would grow like that, but I could be wrong, but it was just bone straight across.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works.
Because I said maybe he always had a missing eye. He was only born with one eye, and maybe that would do it, where it would just like be bone straight across.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway, so he found One-Eyed Willie. He has this little heart-to-heart kind of with him, and he starts kind of crying a little bit.
Yeah, because it's real heartfelt speech to him.
Yeah. And then, of course, he turns around and everybody's there.
Yeah, it's awkward.
So then they're like, okay, well, everybody just start grabbing some gold.
Fill your pockets.
Fill your pockets, except don't touch this gold that's in this scale here, because this is Willie's gold.
And this is probably a very dangerous move, filling their pockets and stuff, because they got to swim back across.
Yeah, they got to figure out a way.
Loading themselves up with gold.
How are they
expecting? They're just going to sink.
I mean, how are they expecting to get out anyway?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the way out, the way they came in, they can't really get back up there.
Yeah.
They can't get back up those slides.
Just gonna leave that for future Goonies to figure out. Right now, they need to grab some gold.
I don't know. So they grab the gold, they grab jewels. Mikey empties his marbles out and puts some stuff in there, some jewels in his marble pouch.
Yeah.
And they're talking about what they're gonna do, how they're gonna like escape from the Fratellis.
Yeah.
And of course, who overhears them? The Fratellis.
They're
right there.
They're like, that sounds like a very good plan.
Exactly. And so they take them all upstairs. They make them put all of the gold and jewels and everything into like a big pile on the floor. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, okay, it's time to walk the plank, basically. So they have like Andy tied up. Her hands are tied. Up. And so they push her off the plank, and Brand jumps in after her to save her. And then they're gonna get Steph and Mouth. They're gonna throw them off. And I swear, I feel like they weren't tied up, but maybe they were.
It's possible. I don't know.
And suddenly, before that can happen, you hear, hey, you guys. And there's Sloth and Chunk. And he does his little Errol Flynn thing down the sail. Yeah. And he takes some of the rigging, I guess, and swings around and saves Steph and Mouth. Although it was kind of pointless that they did.
They all end up jumping.
Because they all end up jumping in the water anyway.
Cut the ropes on all the other kids. They're all tied up on the ground. Yeah,
so they all get out. They all jump into the water.
And the oldest, the one that got... The Fratelli that got broken out of jail, he's right there with the other kids, and he's just like watching them, and he's like reaching out like he's trying to stop, but he's not really doing anything.
No.
It's like, what should I be doing here? I don't know.
I don't know. So, anyway, the kids jump off, and of course Sloth just kind of stays because the Fratellis are his family. And the boys... the Fratelli brothers start trying to like tie him up, and he kind of fights them back and everything. Yeah. And then they start fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah, because they start trying to talk him out of hurting each other. Yeah. By spilling the beans on the other one.
Yeah. So then Sloth goes up to Mama Fratelli, and she's talking to him, and she hugs him and starts singing Rockabye Baby, and then you realize she dropped Sloth when he was a baby, and that's why he looks the way he is.
Jeez, man.
Yikes. Exactly. She's like, I only dropped you once. Well... once or twice. And so he gets mad about that. He throws her overboard, I think.
Yeah, he does. And she just climbs back up.
Yeah, she just climbs back up. He throws... does he throw the brothers overboard? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But he does.
No, I think he wraps them up and he hoists them up.
Yeah, that's right. They're hoisted up.
Yeah.
And he jumps overboard himself. She just climbs right back up, so it doesn't really matter.
And gets them down. And they start fighting again.
And they start fighting again. And then Sloth joins the kids, and they're going to try to find a way out. Yeah. And so they do find like where the cave-in had happened earlier, and they're trying to like get out of there. They use some dynamite.
They didn't know it was dynamite.
They didn't know it was dynamite. I'm surprised it didn't come up earlier. But
seriously, I'm surprised they didn't destroy themselves.
Right. So they use the dynamite accidentally. And there's like a boulder that kind of falls it opens it up, but the boulder falls where they can't really get out yet.
Yeah.
And the
sloth picks it up.
Yeah, but before all that happens, it goes back to the Fratellis, and they're getting the gold inside of the thing, and they go for the gold that's in the scale, and it's booby-trapped.
Right.
So it gets another Rube Goldberg machine going.
Yep.
And then
cave starts tumbling.
The cave starts like crumbling and falling apart and everything. Plus the blast from the dynamite, I think, helped that too.
Probably.
And so Sloth helps by moving the boulder and helps all the kids get out.
They low bridge him.
And so they go through. Chunk, of course, is the last one. And he's like, come with us, Sloth. I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And, but he's got to stay there with his family.
Yeah. They've kissed also, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Sloth and Chunk kissed earlier. We passed by that.
Oh, I forgot about that. So, yeah.
Everybody's getting kissed in this movie.
Right. So, the Fratellis have to get off of the boat. So off the ship, they all jump out, and Sloth is there with them. And then, trying to think of what happens, I guess it just goes forward to them walking on the beach. Like, the kids are walking on the beach. The cops see them.
Yeah.
And so then, like, all of their families show up, because they've been looking for them, I guess.
Right.
So, all the families show up. They're all hugging everybody. Chunk's mom and dad and little sister come out. Yeah. His mom and sister are played by his real mom and sister. Yeah. And they have a Domino's pizza for him. Pizza. They're like, we brought you a pizza. So he's just like happy, and he's like, I got pizza too. So that's great. You see that Data's dad is also like an inventor and everything. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, he takes after his dad.
But his invention is bad.
Yeah, but I mean, because he says that his greatest invention was Data.
Yeah, that was sweet.
It was sweet.
But yeah, Data's definitely one-upped his dad.
Yeah. So, what's her name? Andy. Andy goes up to Mikey because she knows now that Mikey was the one that she kissed. And she's like, when you get a little bit older and all this, she said something to him, and it was like,
even until everything else works or something like that. It was so weird.
It was real weird. It was like, why did you say it like that? That sounds real wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's like, you'll be a catch one day, basically. Yeah. Because you're a good kisser.
Right.
And so he's kind of freaking out, and he has his inhaler with him the whole time. And at this point, he's starting to like have breathing troubles, and then he just stops and he just throws it in.
It's like, I don't want this anymore. That's not
how this works.
This does not. You're going to get children killed who are like, Mikey doesn't need his inhaler. I don't need mine either.
Yeah.
Like, stop that.
Anyway.
Get help.
So then the Fratellis walk up the beach. And the cops go to arrest them, and they're going to arrest all four of them, and then the kids show up, and they're like, no, Sloth's not with them. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And so they don't arrest Sloth. And then Chunk is like, you're going to stay with me from now on. It's like, did you run this by your family? Because I don't think you ran this by your family.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like, come on.
Hey, Mom, I brought this big guy.
This big guy with a messed up face. He's going to live with us now.
Yeah, that's probably needs a really big bed. Hope you have room.
It's like, did you think this through? Because I don't think so. Anyway, so then, of course, what's his face? Troy. That's his name. Troy and Troy's dad show up, and he was ready for them to sign the papers to give over their houses and everything, or their house. And
his dad like signs it halfway.
Yeah, he signs it halfway, but while he is signing it, and like the wind is blowing or something, and he's like, I can't sign this well. It's like, dude, why is it taking
going everywhere?
Why is it taking you 5 minutes to sign this piece of paper? This is ridiculous. So while he's doing that, the housekeeper happens to have like Mikey's jacket or whatever, and I guess inside of it, that's where he had his marble bag. Yeah. And she opens up the marble bag for no reason at all. Maybe she's never seen a marble bag before. Maybe she's just like, what's in this? I'm curious. So she opens it up.
I mean, she does think this family's crazy.
She's probably like, maybe it's drugs.
Yeah, she twigs and shrugs.
So she opens it up and pours out, or she looks into it, and she just goes, oh, ay, Dios mío. And she's like, don't sign the paper, but she's saying it in Spanish and everything, and so Mouth has to translate. And he's like, no sign. So, of course, he stopped signing.
Yeah.
Although it looked like his whole
he at least had his whole first name on there. Yeah.
So he stops signing, and then she brings up the marble bag and pours out all of the jewels into the mom's hands.
Yeah.
And so she sees it, and she's like, we're not signing today. We're never signing. And so he just tears up the papers because they have these jewels that hopefully will cover the cost of their house and everything.
The whole neighborhood.
The whole neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so they do all that, and then the police come up and they're like talking to Chunk at some point. I think they're talking to Chunk, and they're talking about how, or maybe they're talking to each other, and they're saying, he was talking about some pirate ship and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then they look out into the distance, and there's the pirate ship. Yeah.
It came out because when they set off that Rube Goldberg machine, mm-hmm. it made a big hole in the cave. Yeah. And set the ship to sea.
Yeah, apparently the ship is just going out to sea now.
Yeah, why didn't they do that when they were alive? Why did they die in that cave?
Well, see, I don't know if it was so much just the Rube Goldberg machine or if it was that and the dynamite.
I don't think it was.
I don't know.
It was too far away from that big hole.
Yeah, but how did it
for it to go sailing out?
How did it even do that in the first place?
What, sail out?
No, how did the Rube Goldberg machine on this ship?
I don't know.
How did it open up the whole cave?
I can't remember what the end result was. What it led to at the end.
Yeah, it didn't show, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
But anyway, the pirate ship is just sailing off into the sunset.
Yeah. Well, not really. Kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I understand you're surrounded. You probably don't want to set it off for a bit. But then, you're about to die. Set that baby off.
Well, also, he made all of these tunnels and found a place and made a treasure map all the way to his treasure.
It's true.
And he didn't just take his treasure out.
Yeah.
And just wander off.
It ended up at that restaurant. Did he start that restaurant? Was he like a cook at that restaurant the whole time? Him and his crew? And did the people surrounding him, are they the ancestors of Mikey and Chunk and all them? Did they go settle that village and turn into that city? So they were actually one of Willie's enemies the whole time?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know.
It does not, but
Anyway, so it's hopefully someone will go out there, the Coast Guard will go out there and get the rest of that gold that's on that ship.
Yeah, I guess. It's just sailing away.
Yeah. Because you were like, well, who does that belong to? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it can go to the Historical Society.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Hopefully it won't go to Troy and his dad, because they were jerks.
Yeah, they don't deserve it. If anybody deserves it, it's not them.
Exactly. So, anyway, but that was it. That's how it ends. It shows the pirate ship just sailing off into the sunset.
Yeah.
They saved their homes on the Goondocks.
Yeah. And I'm happy to say that I liked this movie. A lot of good, funny parts.
Despite all the crazy plot holes and the weird stuff that happened.
But, it's an 80s kids movie.
Exactly.
What do you expect? And I can watch any movie and find holes. Let's be honest. But yeah, it was still fun. I definitely see it if as a kid, it would be a great movie to watch. Because it's adventure, fun, and friends and all that. So yeah, definitely. I see why people love it so much.
Good.
I'm not sad I never saw it, but I can see why everyone liked it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would have been destroyed making those things. Or trying to find treasure.
And now if anyone asks you if you've seen the Goonies, you can say yes.
I can say yes, and they'll get off my back.
Exactly.
My back, Leonard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Did you like it as much this viewing as you did the others? Your numerous viewings before?
I hadn't seen it in a while, so I really enjoyed seeing it again.
Come back, yeah. Mm-hmm. What would you guess? How long's it been since you've seen it?
I don't know. Probably maybe 15 years or so. Okay. It's been a long time.
So when you were 5?
Yes, sure. Yeah. Back when I was 5, even though I said that I was 3 when it came out.
Yeah.
Or 2 when it came out.
I'll edit that out.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally 20.
Yeah. It was fun. Well, I guess we can move on to our snack then.
Yeah, guess so.
I think we covered everything.
I think so.
So, of course.
Oh, we didn't cover what is everybody up to now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, Sean Astin, of course, went on to do, Lord of the Rings and everything. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Josh Brolin over here playing Thanos, playing Cable, playing all kinds of other roles. So, doing pretty well. Corey Feldman got real weird.
Yep. And he had a rough life, too.
He got real into Michael Jackson.
Yeah. That's a sad story.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Chunk became a lawyer.
He did. Yeah. Looking good.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people that have met him and talked to him on podcasts and stuff, and he seems like a nice guy, so.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool.
That's good.
Don't really know what Data did after this. I don't think he was in too many more movies. But I mean, he was also in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
He was in that one. Mm-hmm.
Very racially sensitive role.
Yeah. I feel like he was in something else that I've seen, but I can't remember what.
Be.
But I think it was when he was a little bit older.
What about Andy? Was she in anything else?
She was in a couple of other movies around that time. She was in a movie called Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the other Corey Haim.
Oh, he was in that?
And what's his name? Charlie Sheen is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a really
Never
young
seen
Charlie
that
Sheen.
one.
I've seen it a couple of times. It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Then Steph has
Martha
been in several
Plimpton.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Raising Hope, which was very good.
That was a really good show. I liked it a lot.
Show. And she's in something now. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, she's still acting. She's still out there.
She's getting work.
Uh-huh. Joey Pants, of course, still working.
Joey Pants. Yeah.
I don't know about the other Fratelli brother.
Yeah, he looks kind of familiar, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen him in other stuff, but I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mama Fratelli passed away.
Yeah.
And also Sloth did.
Uh-huh. She was in Throw Mama from the Train, which I really liked as a kid.
Yeah.
A movie we watched a lot when I was growing up.
And that was like when Sloth picked her up, I said, throw Mama from the ship.
Yeah.
I said that.
You nailed it.
Mm-hmm. So, who else was in there? I think that was pretty much it, right? I think I covered everybody.
All the important characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting cast.
Yeah, very, very good cast. Mm-hmm. Star-studded. So, of course, when you get a snack, I really should have picked up Pepsi while I was out.
Yeah.
To be honest. I did not.
I'm glad you didn't. I don't like Pepsi.
Man.
It would be...
Have you had Pepsi in a while?
I haven't had it I feel like I've had it not too recently, but in the past few years.
Okay. It could have been.
I've
See if it redeemed itself.
I've never really liked it. It just tastes flat to me.
Oh, wow. Maybe you got a flat one. We don't know. I don't know.
I've had several Pepsis, and every single one of them tastes the same. They just taste like flat Coke.
Yeah. I don't know. And we didn't get a Domino's pizza.
We didn't get a Domino's pizza. We did have one last week.
Cream. Yes, we did.
We did not get Rocky Road ice cream.
No.
But we got a
Baby Ruth. Yes.
Yeah, we got a Baby Ruth. Even though I've had Baby Ruths.
Oh, for sure.
But
I haven't had one in, it's probably been at least a year or more.
I don't know if I've had a big, like a normal sized one. Because...
Oh, you just get like the fun size at Halloween.
I feel like I don't even, I don't really get those either. It's like, what are the ones that, okay, when you get... It's not Baby Ruth. What am I thinking of? Yeah, I guess the last ones that I've had have probably been for Halloween. Because I usually, like, if I get the fun size stuff, I normally don't get ones with Baby Ruth in them because I'm not the biggest fan of Baby Ruths.
Oh.
They're fine. I'll eat them if that's all that's available, but it's not going to be my first choice.
Okay.
It's probably not going to be my second, third, or fourth choice either.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty far down on the list.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking Mr. Goodbar. God,
how could I not think of that?
Yeah. Because I was like, when you get like the miniature Hershey things that has like Hershey's and dark chocolate, and then it'll have the crackle and it'll have Mr. Goodbar. For some reason, I just associate Baby Ruth and Mr. Goodbar together because they both got like peanuts.
Peanuts, chocolate.
And chocolate.
Yeah.
But this has like other stuff.
It's got
nougat,
caramel.
And it's got caramel.
Yeah.
Which seems like something that I would like because I do like all of those things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's never been like my go-to kind of thing.
You know the story of the name of Baby Ruth?
Is it named after someone's child named Ruth?
Controversially, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but the story is they were pretty much ripping off Babe Ruth, and he got mad about it and didn't want it being named after him. So they were like, no, it's actually named after I think it's like a president's
The president's daughter. That's what I was going to
Ruth,
say.
just to keep Babe Ruth from getting mad at him.
Yeah, because I've heard it was one of the president's daughters. I can't remember who.
Yeah, I don't
Which
remember.
president?
Whoever it was at that time. But I don't know. I don't believe them. But they tried to stick to that story, I think.
Grover Cleveland.
Cleavies. The Grove Man.
I'm going to go ahead and open it. Now, when I see these, I think of Caddyshack.
Yeah. That's fair.
Even though I don't know if I've ever actually seen all of Caddyshack.
Oh, yeah.
I think we had it.
Uh-huh.
Or my grandmother had it or something, but the only thing I would do is I would fast forward it all the way to the very end of the movie when the gopher is dancing. Because that was what I wanted to see. I just wanted to see a dancing gopher. I mean...
Yeah. I hadn't seen it until like maybe a year or two ago. So
okay.
it's the first time I'd seen it. All right.
I mean, I know I've seen the whole thing all the way through once, but I think only once.
Yeah.
I was just too obsessed with that dancing gopher.
Who can blame you? So, I really like Baby Ruth, but I can also see where people would be put off by them. I feel like the nougat maybe, or maybe the caramel has kind of a weird twang to it a little. It's just got kind of a different kind of flavor, which I like, but I can see people maybe not like it. It almost kind of tastes honey-ish. I don't know what it is, but...
The thing is, to me, it kind of tastes... And you would think that the way I'm about to describe it, I would like it better.
Yeah.
It tastes like a chocolate-covered payday, kind of.
Yeah.
Something about it.
Yeah.
With a little more nougat.
Yeah.
I like paydays.
Yeah, I love paydays.
But maybe it's just the chocolate.
We're not as salty as a payday.
True.
Paydays are very salty, which is really good.
That's one of the things I like about paydays is because they're so salty, and that salt with the caramel and the peanuts just goes so well together.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. But yeah, won't have a Baby Ruth for a long time, and then I'll have one. I'm like, I like Baby Ruths. But then I won't get another one for a while after that. Mm-hmm. It was one of my favorites as a kid, and then, I don't know, grew away from it, I guess. So what do you think? What are you going to rate this?
Well, first of all, I think that the fun size is probably like the perfect size for this.
Yeah, I can see that. Probably don't want a ton of it.
I think I'm going to rate it a 6.
6? Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's just, like I said, it wouldn't be my first pick.
Yeah. I'm not going to go that much higher, honestly. I'll probably go, like, 7. Well, now it almost choked me with the peanut. So that knocks some points off. Yeah, I'll probably go 7. I'll probably keep it at 7.
Okay.
I was thinking 7.5, but no. 7's where it sticks.
You were thinking 7.5, but then it made you choke.
Then it nearly killed me, and I was
then
like...
you choked on a peanut and said, no, can't give it that 0.5.
All right. Well, before I choke myself some more, we should probably get going. Mm-hmm. And please... reach out to us. Let us know what your favorite movie growing up was when you were a kid. Were you a Goonie? Were you a Looney? Were you a Toonie? Let us know on Twitter at Having Fun Cast or on Facebook at Having Fun Pod.
Or you can send us an email at havingfunpod@gmail.com and let us know also, how do you feel about Cyndi Lauper's The Goonies Are Good Enough?
Yes. Please tell us.
Does that song get stuck in your head the way it does mine?
Luckily I don't know it well enough for it to get stuck in my head.
Well, it's only it's not even like the words to it. It's just like the tune, I guess. And then all of her little things.
Oh, what a treasure. All right. Well, we're going to go listen to Cyndi Lauper and go have some fun. So we hope you do as well. And we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.